Welcome back to Finley Stadium, boys and girls, for more Chattanooga FC women's soccer. The women will be taking on Cincinnati Sirens FC. It's a great day today. We have fantastic weather, and this is good news. We've had some games where we've been rain delayed and we've had some other weather issues pop up, but today it's been absolutely brilliant, and we hope that that continues on into the match. Our ladies in blue will be playing Cincinnati Sirens FC, so here is the lineup for our visitors. Our starters for them, there are Casey Smekrud, number 29, Jackie Esterkamp, number 14, Sam Duell, number 11, Madison Cutts, number 16, Grace Dunker, number 23, Liana Reese, number 25, Andrea Gomez, number 1, Toria Alsip, number 4, Grace Lewis, number 20, and Emily Lohman, number 0. And the head coach is Craig Rodas. For Chattanooga FC, the starting lineup is going to be in goal, Danielle Krasiniak wearing number 1. Brittany Reed is going to be number 27. Josie Morche, number 2. Anna Lanter, number 4. Lizzie Shaughnessy, number 17. Emily Sadler, number 23. Haley Nichols, number 33. Carly Banks, number 11. Mia Hollingsworth, number 19. Ashley Cade, number 10. And Jess Shepard, number 3. Head coach, Aaron Ridley. Assistant coaches, Tim Ridley and Desiree Robinson. So as the officials make their way out to center field, both teams in their huddles, finalizing their plans, and we're going to have a clash here between two teams that do not normally play each other. Chattanooga FC, obviously the top of the Southeast region, and Cincinnati Sirens FC will be representing the Ohio Valley region today. So we're going to see the Cincinnati Sirens FC in powder blue jerseys, yellow shorts, and powder blue socks. Meanwhile, our ladies in blue will be wearing the dark blue tops, the light blue shorts, and white socks as we get set for kickoff today. Chattahooligans going wild, looking into the sun, will be Cincinnati Sirens FC goalkeeper. I'm assuming that's Emily Lohman. She's wearing number 0. That's usually the goalkeeper number. She's not marked as keeper at the moment in my notes, but I'll get that to you shortly. And here we go. Chattanooga FC versus Cincinnati Sirens FC underway. Shaughnessy is going to play this one back towards the middle. And we're starting with more of a possession look here for Chattanooga FC. Brittany Reed playing this one to the far sideline. And we're already seeing An aggressive defense from Cincinnati Sirens FC. They're not waiting around to see what it is that Chattanooga is made of. They're going to push forward and really test this and maybe even see if they can get something going early. We'll see how Chattanooga responds to this. They have faced some teams that play aggressive defense. If you remember the Peachtree City MOBA game, that was a game, especially that home game, where the defense for Peachtree City was very aggressive. It was very tough, and we're starting to see a little bit of that from Cincinnati Sirens FC as Chattanooga FC enters their attacking third now. Making a move on the outside of the box. And this ball is going to be lofted over. Chattanooga FC working to the near sideline. Hollingsworth working in, and there's a shot on goal, and it was dangerous, and it was just wide right of the net. That'll be a goal kick for Cincinnati Sirens Football Club. So a lot to look forward to early from the Chattanooga FC offense. They seem pretty fearless, and this is going to be a penalty here, jumping over the back of a Cincinnati Sirens player. Appeared to be Hollingsworth again. So Chattanooga FC responding with some aggression of their own. Shaughnessy will clear this one away. Cincinnati still in possession of it. Zoller. And on the far sideline, Cincinnati Sirens FC trying to make their way inside of the 18-yard area. And this one's going to be headed away. Running it down is Hollingsworth. This one will be played out over to Grace Lewis of Cincinnati Sirens. And Chattanooga FC working on clearing this one, but what they really want to do is possess the ball. It looks like they feel like they have the more talented ball handlers and are not in any particular kind of rush. On the outside of this game, and the defense for Chattanooga is Anna Lanter is trying to defend that far side of the 18-yard area. And does, now working near sideline. Chattanooga methodically passing the ball. Shepard passing it over to Reed. Chattanooga FC trying to break this press. They've had more success in their attacking third. If they can get into that area, they begin to play like they're not particularly worried about what it is that Cincinnati's throwing at them. Cincinnati is doing a very good job of keeping it away from that area, keeping it in Chattanooga's own half. Chattanooga takes the ball away, taking it from the feet of Jackie Esterkamp. Cincinnati's got this one. Madison Cuts pushing the tempo. And Cincinnati FC has really yet to get a shot on goal. Chattanooga's back line really holding here. And some pushing and shoving is going to lead to a free kick for Chattanooga FC. Danielle Krasiniak, the keeper, is going to go out and kick this one. And then she changes her mind. That'll be Brittany Reed heading back in that direction. And losing possession of the ball in a dangerous area. Cincinnati trying to make them pay. That shot is wide left of the net. tried to do a one-touch and take the shot. I actually thought she had some more space to operate there and another woman to pass it to, but Esterkamp feeling a little bit of the pressure. And Chattanooga really has struggled to get the ball over midfield as Jess Shepard plays this one up ahead to Hollingsworth, and just these passes to the sideline really seem to be an issue for Chattanooga FC so far. That's where majority of their turnovers seem to come from. This is a team you have to imagine will get it. This is also not the usual starting squad. Erin Ridley using this game. This is a friendly match to look at her roster, look at her squad, see what she has. Now there are some starters here on the pitch at the moment. Shaughnessy is a starter. Brittany Reed is usually a starter. Danielle Krasiniak has started a couple of games as well and done a very good job as Chattanooga FC pushing into the box, not able to really get a shot off. Cincinnati Sirens clear it, but Chattanooga FC trying to keep it in the attacking third. Won't let Cincinnati counter. And the play looking a little bit of physical there, and we've got a free kick. I was wondering if the official was going to call that one. We have seen some games where the officials go ahead and just let them play. They let the physicality go. 38 minutes left in the half. Your score still stands at 0. And this one, well kicked. Hollingsworth not able to get her head on it, but she's going to try and run this one down. Not able to get there in time. This is a goal kick for Cincinnati. The ball just glancing off the head of Hollingsworth. If she just had a couple of inches in height, she would have been able to play a pretty dangerous header in a dangerous area on the field. And I do think that Hollingsworth, at the moment, the most aggressive forward out there. So look for her to make something happen. And we have a free kick for Cincinnati, handball, going against Carly Banks. This game has to be a relief for Chattanooga FC. They've played some really tough games as far as the weather goes. I mean, we've had starting and stopping issues, and we've also had some issues where the heat is so intense that we've had to have substitutions. We don't have that today. We've got a nice breeze going. Chattanooga FC's defense clearing this one. They're going to counter. Reed going to take it to midfield herself. And she's going to skip this one along to the far sideline. And cut back, trying to play it in to Banks. And just a touch ahead. But you have to like the aggressiveness there. And the adjustment. I mean, the players seem to realize they're not all on the same page. This is a mishmash of players who don't often start and players who do. So the chemistry is not there like the usual starting lineup. And so the adjustment there is, hey, if you have a lane and you can keep the ball, just keep it and go. And Brittany Reed did just that and set up a beautiful play up the field. And this is going to be a throw-in for Chattanooga FC. Shaughnessy, one of the players who throws the ball in the most, is going to be tossing this one up ahead, getting it over to Emily, check that, Haley Nichols. Chattanooga FC is going to earn another throw. Shaughnessy is going to do it again. Try and get this one to Hollingsworth. Ricochets off of the Chattanooga player. Cincinnati Sirens have it. Working the middle of the field. Madison cuts. And that ball is going to be too far ahead for Casey Smekrud was the intended recipient of that pass. Chattanooga FC throws this one in. Jess Shepard using the width of the field, getting it over to Shaughnessy. Shaughnessy receiving the pass again. Some good passing here from Chattanooga FC. Sadler in a dangerous position. Good defense by the back line of Cincinnati Sirens FC. No one was back there. Sadler was going to have the keeper in the box all by herself. And so the back line standing up. But this is going to be a corner kick for Chattanooga FC. And another goal-scoring opportunity for the ladies in blue. And they've been so good on set pieces all year long. Here comes another one. The header not quite on point. Shaughnessy's going to get this, open this up, play it towards Ashley Cade. Cade's going to put in a beautiful ball just a bit too high. Hollingsworth running this one down at the far sideline and plays it back in the middle again, but this time nobody there. And that one was dialed up by Shepard. And keeping it in bounds, Cincinnati playing it back towards Krzyniak. Coming off of her line, smart decision and good play. And this pass drops right in front of Cade. She's going to have a good look at it. She plays it in. Easy grab for the keeper. And she's going to boot this one out to midfield. A header getting it in the area of Madison Cutts. And this one played in and no one there to get it. Cleared by Chattanooga FC. A little bit of contact there, no call. Playing up the field, Grace Dunker. Cross-field pass by Abigail Zoller. Krzyniak's going to put this one back in play to Shepard. So Chattanooga's defense so far stifling, not allowing any plays in the box so far. As Josie Morche plays this one back to Krzyniak, and Krzyniak's going to get that one up to Reed. Shaughnessy gets it up ahead to Ashley Cade. Ashley Cade's going to get another look at this, and she's going to fire it, and it's going to roll easily into the hands of Emily Lohman. Cincinnati has had a couple of good opportunities to counter, hasn't done a whole lot with it so far. Abigail Zoller in possession, trying to get the step. Swings a pass over. Cincinnati using the length of the field somewhat. Krzyniak, great save. Great save, and 31 minutes left to go here in the half. Your score is still 0. And Krzyniak making an amazing save. And you can see her make saves like that in warm-ups if you show up to the game early. Ball bouncing around just past midfield, and the counterattack put too far ahead for Cincinnati. Krzyniak's going to come out to play this one. Reed's got it. Cincinnati trying to put pressure at the midfield area. And you don't want to leave Reed alone by herself. She may be a defender, but she can dribble, and that's a good skill to have. A lot of soccer coming down to versatility and the players who can do more. And Chattanooga FC has a lot of players who can do more. As this pass just a bit ahead of Ashley Cade, and she's not going to be able to run that one down. That will be a goal kick for Cincinnati. Emily Lohman preparing to set this one up. We do have a substitution. Katie Howard checking into the game. We'll see what some fresh legs do here for the Sirens Football Club. Madison Cutts putting on some moves, getting out of a trap. Chattanooga FC, the back line stands up. Shaughnessy's got it. And she's going to push this one ahead. Pass was a little bit wide of Carly Banks. Chattanooga doing a very good job of not necessarily allowing Cincinnati to counter. Cincinnati only having one really good look at a shot on goal, and it was a really good look. Krzyzniak making the save for Chattanooga FC. And now all the attackers up in front here. And a good shot, and it's wide left of the goal. They got Krzyzniak off the line, and that was a good shot at a goal. It did go wide, however. Goal kick for Chattanooga. Krzyzniak puts this one right at midfield, and the header to Ashley Cade. And Ashley Cade not able to get around Katie Howard, but Howard kicks this one out. It'll be a throw-in for Chattanooga FC. And Ashley Cade's backing up. This one's close enough to the box. Chattanooga FC loves to throw in to that attacking area. Here's another deep throw. And a push in the back. Looks like Carly Banks tried to create some separation, but you can't do it that way. Emily Lohman, the keeper for Cincinnati Sirens FC. Trying to look at where she's going to kick this one. It is a tough spot playing into the sun in that way. Chattanooga FC getting possession of this one once again. Sadler pushing it towards the far sideline, and Anna Lanter Hannah Deering back to Sadler. Chattanooga using the sideline in the midfield. Hollingsworth breaks free. Chattanooga will earn a throw-in. 26 minutes remaining. And now this will be a throw for Cincinnati. Cincinnati trying to counter. They haven't been as successful as they'd hoped today. See if they can get something going. Little back and forth. Madison Cutts plays it in. Well defended by Josie Morshea. Jess Shepard back to Morshea. Shepard pushing it up to midfield. And this one's going to bounce around in midfield, taken away by Cincinnati. And that one got behind a turned around Madison Cutts. Anna Lanter, far sideline, pushes it back to midfield, and Jess Shepard. Shepard, near sideline to Shaughnessy. Shaughnessy pushing it up ahead to Hannah Deering, just off of her left foot. And Cutts, getting it back towards Zoller. And then Gomez at midfield. Pass corralled by Rihanna Reese. And this one's going to be played back to Emily Lohman. Lohman to Gomez on the far sideline. And a good through ball. Looks like for Reese. But that one's going to roll harmlessly over to Krzyniak and Chattanooga FC. So both teams playing pretty solid defense on one another as Brittany Reed plays this one back to Krzyniak. And it's a matter of who's going to break through. Does appear as though Chattanooga FC has had the more dangerous looks as Josie Morche gets that one back to Krzyniak. Chattanooga FC not taking too many risks, really possessing the ball. Your score is tied at 0. Chattanooga FC has had a dangerous corner and a couple of shots on goal from Ashley Cade. Haven't resulted in points yet. And Cincinnati had one really great shot from Madison Cutts. Here comes Chattanooga FC, again in the attacking third. And that pass not quite on point. And jostling for it, Abigail Zoller. And Cincinnati pushing the tempo on this one, getting across midfield. Jackie Esterkamp hassled a bit, and this will be a timeout. It'll be a break. 22 minutes. This is a hot day. Now, the weather didn't feel all that hot to me, but in fairness, I am in the press box. And all I feel is the breeze. I'm not out in the sun, and the players are, and the officials are. And if the officials say that it's hot enough, you do have to stop for water breaks. We don't want anybody getting injured. We don't want anybody getting cramps. And so the break, very, very important. And however hot it is, and if you go outside, not only is the sun very bright and the humidity there, but it feels like you're walking into a pool. The humidity is just incredible. Not only is it hot, but down on the pitch, it's hotter. Alex Poulon has joined me on a number of these games, and he has more experience playing the game than I do, and what he's told me is that they have some particles on the field used to simulate dirt, and they're dark and they absorb all the heat, and you can be down on the field and it'll feel like a sauna. So I think it's important for the players to get a break. 21 minutes remaining in the game today. Your score is at 0. Chattanooga FC does appear to be dominating possession, but the defense of Cincinnati Sirens FC holding so far. And the question is, can Chattanooga FC break them down and crack the code of that defense, because it does appear to be the back line for Cincinnati Sirens FC. I mean, their back line has been absolutely dominant, and they have held in check so far Mia Hollingsworth, who we know is a brilliant player, Ashley Cade, who we know is a brilliant player, Carly Banks, who has scored her fair share of goals this season. We know that all of these women are very capable and very dangerous inside the box, and I think that the back line for Cincinnati Sirens FC deserves a lot of credit for holding these ladies in check. However, can you hold them in check for the full 90? That's the question. Many teams have tried, not very many have been successful. In fact, only one has been successful, and that was the final game of the season, and Chattanooga FC got their revenge for that one. And it's interesting because for all the scoring capability that Chattanooga FC has, they win a lot of low-scoring games. I don't know if you want the game to be low-scoring if your goal is to beat the Chattanooga FC women. I mean, it's just amazing how good they are defensively, but also how they seem to find timely goals at different points in the game. And they have an opportunity to counter here. Cincinnati Sirens FC come up with it. And now working on the near sideline, Grace Lewis, and she's going to have it taken away from her. Josie Morshea. Back to Krasiniak. Morshea. And Krasiniak's going to step this one up and push it forward. Here comes Chattanooga FC. Brittany Reed gets the inside step and passes it up ahead. Hollingsworth trying to get her foot on the ball and slipped. Either slipped or was knocked over by Gomez. No call by the official. And this one's going to be played into Morshea. Shaughnessy up ahead to Ashley Cade. Cade over to Deering. Deering back to Cade. Here's a good run. And the hard tackle by Katie Howard. And this one's going to be a corner. Katie Howard with an aggressive tackle on Ashley Cade. And I'm not sure if that's legal, but the official has a better view of the play than I did. And here's another shot for Chattanooga to score. And they're going to get a corner on the other side. Chattanooga FC, Chattahooligans, the fans, really fired up about this corner kick. And it goes just a bit far. Hollingsworth gets her foot on this one, plays it back in. This one still hasn't been cleared by Cincinnati, and now it is. Bounced out over to Katrina Brickley. Josie Morshea at midfield. I mean, once Chattanooga's in the midfield and attacking area, it's hard to get them out of it. And they'll get multiple shots. And this is one of the things that they get. They get very high quality shots, but they also have a large quantity of them. Cade on the near sideline will put this one over the top. The header just over Carly Banks. Hollingsworth comes up with it again. Now to Banks. Banks trying to get the step. She's dispossessed. Cincinnati not able to capitalize. Hollingsworth, beautiful move. Works her way into the box. Another sidestep. Jump cut. And she's going to fire this one. This will go over the net. But some athletic moves there from Mia Hollingsworth. Abigail Zoller checking back into this game. Lohman is going to put it in play. Brickley pushes it up ahead. And Chattanooga's back line delivers. Krzyzniak steps off her line, pushes this one up ahead. And Anna Lanter not able to gather that one. But she does on the Cincinnati throw. And Chattanooga really trying to push the issue on this one. Shaughnessy to Cade. Cade over to Deering. Now to Reed. Reed sidesteps, and now Chattanooga going to open up the field, work it back in the other direction. They cross midfield where they are so good. Shaughnessy near sideline, looking for an opening, finds it. And this one dropping short, opportunity, kicked out of bounds by Gomez. Andrea Gomez with the heads-up play there, able to get that one out of bounds. This will be a Chattanooga FC throw, but it could have been so much worse for Cincinnati. And Chattanooga, the header, it's going to be high, easily played by Lohman, who steps into just the right spot. 13 minutes left to play. Your score is still tied at 0. Chattanooga looking dangerous, but not able to punch that one in. Throwing this in for Cincinnati, Grace Lewis. Lewis is going to touch this one back over towards Sam Duell, and this one's going to get over to Krzyzniak, and she going to play field general here and get this one back into play. Back to Krzyzniak. Really trying to wear that first defender out. The back and forth passing. Pass almost escapes and gets away. Chattanooga FC not in any rush. Josie Morche coming up now on the near sideline. And she tries to put it through for Deering. And it's taken away by Duell. And Cincinnati Sirens FC, an errant pass. This one's going to be taken by Chattanooga FC, but the header goes back to Cincinnati. And Chattanooga, Hollingsworth, far sideline. She's had some good moves today. She's doing it again. Sidestep, plays it in for Banks. Banks with the header, and she gets it past Lohman. Beautiful play by Hollingsworth with the pass, and Banks with the diving header to redirect it and get it past Lohman, who's been unbeatable so far. 1-0 is your score. CFC on the board, 11:30 to go. Hollingsworth with the assist. And that's beautiful football. And that's what they were looking for all match long. And Hollingsworth, with some dangerous runs inside the box, draws the extra attention and then puts it over the top for Carly Banks, who is no slouch when it comes to scoring herself. And Banks flicks it in. And Chattanooga FC controlling the pace of this game so far. And a lead gives you a nice little cushion to work with. especially since Chattanooga tends to be actually more aggressive once they have a lead, not less. Cincinnati really pushing forward on this one. Krzyzniak coming off the line, scoops it up. Plays it into Josie Morche. Over to Shaughnessy. Shaughnessy over to Mai Sakuma. Sakuma losing control there. She was trying to pass it over to Avery Davis and just lost it. And Reed trying to work the sideline. This one goes to Cincinnati. This throw taken away by Morche. Cincinnati coming up with it. I believe that was Katie Howard who intercepted that one. And stretching the field now is Cincinnati, working their way to the far sideline. And this one gets back through to Reed, who will push it back to Krzyzniak. Deering trying to put the pressure on Cincinnati. Cincinnati coming up to midfield. Jackie Esterkamp passing it. And that one looks like it got past Smeckrud. This one now going over the top for Davis, but Lohman steps up and seals it. Cincinnati trying to counter. And they've got room. Here comes a deep look. Morche on the defense again. How good has Josie Morche been on that back line? She has been all over the place. This one's getting played into the box. Stepping up to take it, Shaughnessy. Shaughnessy's not passing it. She'll keep it herself. Now she angles to the far sideline and passes there. The through ball intended for Sakuma gets taken away by Cincinnati, but this is going to be a throw-in for CFC. 7:52 to go in the first half. 1-0 CFC leading Cincinnati. And you can see on the near sideline, Ashley Cade stretching out on the medical table. And the substitutions here coming in. Haley Nichols is checking into this game. And also checking into the ball game, Maddie Farrell for the first time today. And Maddie's coming in to throw. But just a reminder how important it is to have those substitutions, and a reminder of how important it is for these ladies to hydrate. It is incredibly hot out there. And again, I didn't think that it was that hot when I was coming into the stadium, but I'm not down on the pitch. And the pitch is much hotter. Shaughnessy near sideline. And this one, wonderfully played in by Shepard. And it will be a CFC throw. Shaughnessy gets this one over into Reed. Good throw. There's a lot of options open to her right now. Sakuma tripping and falling. Shaughnessy coming up to take it away. Some good moves by Shaughnessy. Contact, no call. Shaughnessy getting it in, trying to play it over towards Avery Davis. And this will be a CFC throw. And again, CFC, they're going to go to Shaughnessy, who is one of the better throwers that they've gotten. She's going to try and put this one into the box. And she does. Sakuma battling for the ball, and it's going to wind up a Cincinnati FC throw. Again, got to give a lot of credit to the back line of Cincinnati Sirens FC. Shaughnessy plays this one back in. Davis has it, makes a move, fires. Lohman catches it. And I mean, it's been a pretty good day for Lohman, that one goal notwithstanding. And I think that when you fire at Emily Lohman, you're going to have to misdirect and deceive her. Anything that comes straight at her doesn't get past her, at least not today. Madison Cutts making her moves here inside the box for Cincinnati Sirens FC. Cincinnati really wanting to answer here. Good defense by Morshea, who put Cutts back further and further from the box and in scoring position. Ball's taken away by CFC. This one's bouncing around, and it's cleared. Run down by Grace Lewis. CFC comes up with it. Sakuma looking for somewhere to go. Cuts back. Over to Reed, who brings it to midfield. That pass way ahead. Goal kick. Cincinnati. 4 minutes and change to go in the first half. 1-0 is your score. 1-0. Chattanooga Football Club over Cincinnati Sirens Football Club. Checking into the game right now, Toria Alsip, for Cincinnati. Shaughnessy puts this one over the top. I think intended for Avery Davis. Bounces off a Cincinnati player. Shaughnessy's going to have another chance to throw this one in. It does get played in. Shepard has it taken away from her. And Morshea steps up and kicks it out. Cincinnati throw. This one's going to go over the top. The header is missed. CFC. And Lizzie Shaughnessy. Shaughnessy, such an accurate passer on those throw-ins. Sakuma had it played right at her feet. This one's going to be a CFC throw again. Shaughnessy on double duty throwing. Brittany Reed with a good move and a good play in. That one's going to go wide of the net. Lohman just watches it pass out. 2:20 remaining. 1-0. CFC leads this match. It's a tough one to try and grind out a game against Chattanooga FC. It seems like they love low-scoring games. Games that end 2-0, 2-1. Shaughnessy keeping this away from Cincinnati. And Reed will play this one over to Shaughnessy. Field opening up. Shaughnessy tries to get a through ball to Davis. And Davis isn't able to beat Grace Dunker to the spot. This one's still bouncing around inside. It's not clear. This one goes to Jess Shepard. Shepard tries to get it over the top. This one's going to be headed out. Cincinnati trying to start the counter now. And it's just too far back. Carson Parker will let that one roll out of bounds for a CFC throw. We are in stoppage time. And Chattanooga trying to add to the damage. This one played over the top of Shepard. She's onside. She was in a foot race with Toria Alsip. CFC earning the throw here. Shaughnessy, the main woman throwing in. She finds her spot. She tosses it in. This one's going to get into Davis. Davis puts it over the top, and this one's cleared back out for another CFC throw. The hooligans are on their feet. Shaughnessy throws that one. This one's headed out. It's all Cincinnati can do to keep CFC away from the net. Sakuma doubled. Tries to break the double team. Does. Gets it to Davis. Now back to Shepard. Chattanooga trying to get back into attacking position here. Brittany Reed has a collision with Alsop. That'll be a free kick for Cincinnati. And Cincinnati not ready for it. I mean, that has to be a priority here. We're in stoppage time. There's not a whole lot of time left in this half, and that will be the end of it. Your score, 1-0. Chattanooga Football Club leading Cincinnati Sirens FC. So we're at the end of the first 45. Oh, nope, we're still in play here. That whistle was not the end of this one, but we are close. This one to Nichols. Nichols operating in space. Plays this one out to the far sideline. And trying to keep this one in play and not able to. Maddie Farrell. Goal kick, Cincinnati Sirens. And it looks like Cincinnati, and we don't have an official time on how much stoppage time is left, but and that was it. That was Cincinnati's last chance there for it, and we're going to go into the half here. Chattanooga FC 1, Cincinnati Sirens FC 0. We had a pretty fun first half here of soccer, and we look to have some more excitement along the way as Chattanooga FC dominating in the first half. Moving the ball around, getting to pretty much any spot they wanted to. The only goal of the match scored by Carly Banks on the pass by Mia Hollingsworth. And we'll see you here in the second half for more Chattanooga FC women's soccer action. Second half of CFC soccer about to get underway here. Chattanooga FC leading 1-0 over Cincinnati Sirens FC as we get ready to start the second half. Cincinnati Sirens FC trying to come out aggressively. I mean, they find themselves in a little bit of a hole here as Chattanooga FC and Danielle Krzyniak get ready for a goal kick. They're in a bit of a hole, and usually 1-0, it's not a hole, and certainly 1-0 is not a guarantee that you come away with a win heading into the second half. The 1-0 against Chattanooga FC tends to be fairly fatal for teams that play them. They don't seem to be able to come back, especially when that goal has to be overcome in the second half of the game. CFC is tough to score against, and it does seem as though they have another goal in them here today, as they've been completely just dominating the ball, and Krzyniak completely takes away any chance of a goal here from Cincinnati. They're doing what they're supposed to be doing and trying to get to the net. Free kick coming up for Chattanooga FC. Krzyniak hasn't had to stop too many goals, but when she has done it, she's been electric. Chattanooga FC does such a great job as Farrell gets the ball here on the near side. She gets this up to Hollingsworth. Hollingsworth with 1 assist already. Let's see what she can add to it. Cuts back in. Fires. Lohman punching it out of bounds. Great save by Lohman, but great shot by Hollingsworth to put the pressure on and earn a corner for Chattanooga FC. I mean, Hollingsworth, when she gets into the box, especially coming in from the left side, I mean, she is deadly. Ashley Cade lines up the corner, and this one's going to bounce off to the side of the net for a Cincinnati goal kick. The corner not going exactly the way that Chattanooga FC wanted it to go. Chattanooga FC trying to stifle this counter, and they do. And this will be a CFC throw. Maddie Farrell throwing it in, getting it back from Banks. Banks will play this to midfield. Shepard's got it. Tried to get it up towards Ashley Cade. And it'll stay in CFC possession. Anna Lanter getting it to Ashley Cade to throw. And she's going to throw that one all the way in. Sadler trying to run it down. And Josie Morche coming away with it. And here comes a pretty viable counter for Cincinnati. Madison cuts all the way in the box. Shot behind the net. But she had a pretty good first step there. Goal kick Chattanooga, Krzyniak. Shooing everyone away. She's going to try and put this one deep. Gets it to midfield. Carly Banks not able to come down with it. And some over-aggressive defense from Anna Lanter, but it does slow down the counter. Here comes Cuts again. And that one's going to bounce wide for a CFC throw. Farrell trying to beat the double on the near sideline. Isn't able to. Lewis comes up with it. Lewis is going to push that one into the middle again. Now to Hollingsworth. Hollingsworth with a whole lot of green in front of her. Sidesteps one defender. Cuts back against another. And a nice ball up ahead, trying to get it to Sadler. Or check that, Nichols. Now it's at Sadler's feet. Sadler back over to Hollingsworth. She puts that one back towards Banks. The teamwork of Banks and Hollingsworth so far connecting on one goal. Banks with some pretty moves. And pushes that one back in, and there's no one there. Such a good move. Defense of CFC not only stopping the counter but earning the throw. Maddie Farrell tossing this one in. Cincinnati pushing Hollingsworth off the ball and getting possession of it. Did that bounce off of the official? I mean, they count as part of the field, unfortunately, even if they can't get out of the way. Here comes Madison Cuts in Cincinnati. Jackie Esterkamp not able to get it past Kurziniak. And Kurziniak's pass just short. Madison Cuts, she's been the dangerous woman of the match for Cincinnati with some pretty good looks. Maddie Farrell playing defense against Sam Duell. And that'll be a corner. Sam Duell is going to kick this corner in for Cincinnati. And Kurziniak high points the ball. Throws it into Banks. Kurziniak with another save. Hollingsworth getting away from another defender. Her confidence is high right now. She splits two. And she's pushed down, no call. Chattanooga FC stops the counter, gets possession. Maddie Farrell near sideline. Up to Hollingsworth. Just a miscommunication on the pass. Cincinnati trying to get their counter going, but Grace Lewis not able to get to the ball in time. Maddie Farrell will throw this one in. And it bounces around between Cincinnati and Chattanooga players. Chattanooga comes away with it. Josie Morche bringing it past midfield and even further. Plays this one in up ahead to Banks. Banks tries to get her foot on it. Does, but isn't able to get it ahead. But Hollingsworth gets the ball. Fires at the net. Lohman not able to handle it. Goal number 2 of the day. Chattanooga FC. Hollingsworth in the first half gets the assist. And now in the second half, the goal. Just a shot that was way too much for Lohman to handle, as the attacking offense of Chattanooga FC just too much for Cincinnati. And we've seen this happen for Chattanooga FC many times. They take a little bit to figure out how to crack the code, but once they score, look out. Cincinnati have a response. 35 minutes to go. Your score now 2-0. Carly Banks, your first goal scorer. Mia Hollingsworth, your second. And Ashley Cade dispossessed on the far sideline. This will be a throw-in for Cincinnati. Swarming defense of CFC. They earn a throw. Emily Sadler able to chest that one down and get it over to Morshea. Crossing midfield, pass intended for Nichols, taken away by Cincinnati, but pushed back. Chattanooga making every single counter for Cincinnati as painful as humanly possible. And you can hear the hooligans, they're into it. Ashley Cade over to Maddie Farrell. Farrell to Hollingsworth. Hollingsworth trying to cut back, and she's knocked down. Free kick, Chattanooga. Hollingsworth has been playing through contact all day, and she gets a call there. And on that second goal that Hollingsworth scored, Hollingsworth was pushed down, and Chattanooga FC could have been distracted. They could have argued with the official, but they kept the play alive, and a goal resulted from it. Carson Parker is going to kick this one. It's going to be played into the box. Banks fell down. Getting her head on it was Nichols, but Emily Lohman snatches it away. Grace Lewis gets it up ahead to Andrea Gomez. Carson Parker breaks up the pass. Hollingsworth with the counter. She's been a one-woman fast break all day long, and CFC earns a throw. Maddie Farrell on the throw, looking to get this one in. Gets it into Hollingsworth, who is playing with all the confidence. Another shot. Lohman grabs that one. And you can see 2 goals. Great forwards are like sharks. They smell blood in the water. And they're going to keep putting the pressure on Lohman all day. Hollingsworth has had a hand in 2 of these goals so far, so she knows. Carson Parker tries to get it up to Farrell. Pass just short, rolls out of bounds. Cincinnati throw. Katie Howard throws it in. Grace Lewis back to Howard. Howard pushes it towards midfield. Grace Dunker with the through ball broken up by Chattanooga. And some nifty moves by Smekrud. Casey Smekrud not able to get past the CFC defense, and Cincinnati's going to have to start over from behind midfield. Ball at the feet of Krzyniak. Josie Morshea trying to push that one beyond midfield, and it's taken away from Ashley Cade. Here comes Cincinnati. One good pass to Cuts. Cincinnati displaying some pretty good passing right now. Grace Lewis trying to run this one down. She's not going to get there in time. "30 minutes remaining in the half and in the game. 2-0. CFC leading Cincinnati Sirens FC. Toria Alsip coming into the game, and Avery Davis will be checking in for Chattanooga FC. Hollingsworth pushes it up ahead for Banks. Banks will play this one back for Farrell. Chattanooga suddenly having a little bit of trouble breaking past the defense, the back line of Cincinnati, so that's become more of a point of emphasis for Cincinnati. They'd love to attack more, but you cannot come back in this game if you concede any more goals. A pass over the top for Banks. Bouncing off the head of Rihanna Reese. Chattanooga FC in the box. Dangerous position again. Played across to Hollingsworth. Hollingsworth, sidestep, fires. Wide right. I mean, watch Mia Hollingsworth the next time that she's in the box with the ball. Every single defender is looking at her. She's going to be able to use that extra attention on her to create opportunities for her teammates. She's already shown today that she's a good passer, setting up Carly Banks on a goal. Checking in for Cincinnati Sirens FC, Katrina Brickley. And this will be a Chattanooga FC free kick as Anna Lanter pushed in the back by Brickley. And this one's played straight towards the 18-yard line. Jess Shepard loses it for a moment, gathers it again. Over to Farrell. Hollingsworth. Back to Farrell. And Shepard can't control it. Cincinnati and Madison cuts. Carson Parker takes it back up to Hollingsworth, and when Hollingsworth has Green in front of her, look out. Tries to cross a defender, loses the ball. The cross pass no good. Farrell comes up to keep possession. She's being pushed to the corner, and she's going to cross this one back in. And that one's going to bounce out of bounds. Is that a corner or a throw? Looks like a corner. Brittany Reed's checking back into the game, and Carly Banks is setting up for the corner. Banks puts this one in a good spot. It's playable by Hollingsworth. Hollingsworth tries to curl it back in. Avery Davis will get the rebound off a defender, and it's knocked off of her by Rihanna Reese. Or check that, Casey Smeckrud. And Chattanooga gets possession again to Smeckrud. And Cincinnati had a good look at some open field, but the pass for Alsip broken up by Farrell. Carson Parker, she's going to guide that one out of bounds for a Chattanooga FC goal kick. 2-0 is your score. 25 minutes remaining in regulation. Chattanooga FC continuing to dominate the game, and we have a water break, or check that, a substitution. Krzyzniak's going to get this one well past midfield at the feet of Smekrud. Passed back by Esterkamp. And Cincinnati showing some creative passing. But they lose possession there. Shepard's going to get it to Lanter. Lanter's going to put it over the top. But it will be run down by Grace Dunker, and they're going to play that one back to Emily Lohman. And we do have an injured player. And we're going to have a substitution here. Checking into the game now, Abigail Zoller. Looks like the injured player is Andrea Gomez. And it is Gomez. So Zoller will come in for Abigail Gomez, who left the game holding her mouth. Soccer, you know how that goes. We have players going for headers, competing for the ball, and we've got some collisions that can happen that can really hurt your face. Emily Lohman boots this one to midfield, and it's going to bounce past midfield, and Chattanooga FC is going to let this one bounce out. It will be a CFC throw. And Maddie's going to throw this in towards Hollingsworth, who gets position but doesn't get the ball. Cincinnati comes up with it. And Smekrud is going to get this over to Zoller. Zoller in position to cross this one back in. Krzyzniak jumps up and grabs it from the air. So Krzyzniak feeling more pressure in this half and handling it wonderfully. As she gets this one over the top, it's going to be playable. And Avery Davis trying to get the ball. It's going to be knocked out of bounds. And now we have the water break. 20 minutes remaining here in this friendly between Chattanooga Football Club and Cincinnati Sirens Football Club. Cincinnati, Ohio, roughly 8 hours away. It's a pretty long trip for them to make. And we're glad they came for some soccer action for us today. I'm sure the fans appreciate it. I know the hooligans appreciate it. So the sun is setting. It's certainly not as hot as it was before, but like I said, the pitch really holds the heat. It really does, and it's a tough thing to ask someone to go out there and play a full 90 when dehydration is an issue. We don't want cramps. None of that, please. Especially in a game that is a friendly. Players taking some time to wind down, and you have to be feeling good so far if you're Aaron Ridley and Chattanooga FC. They are doing a fantastic job of controlling the pace and tempo of this game, like they've done much of this season. And it's one thing to do it against opponents that you're familiar with, that you know, but to do it against a team that you don't know very well, and to be able to dominate the game this well shows you how good this team is. And this is a team that's had trouble winning in the past, and you have to be appreciative of how far they've come to have a one-loss season the way that they did, dominate the Southeastern Division, and then to play a team from the Ohio Valley Division, a team you don't know, and to be able to dominate, quite frankly, in a very similar way. A lot of your players that are on the pitch now, I mean, they're not starters, and they're playing with a high level of skill also. I mean, one player that you've got to be impressed with is Danielle Krzyniak, who is playing for Cosette Morchet. And Morchet has had an incredible season, and she is a dominant goalkeeper. And Danielle Krzyniak comes in, and CFC doesn't miss a beat. And this is going to be a Cincinnati throw. A little bit of jostling over there on the far sideline. 18 minutes left to go in the game. 2-0 is your score. Chattanooga FC leading Cincinnati Sirens FC. And CFC doing it all. On the defensive end with the back line, keeping Krzyniak safe. Krzyniak saving the goal from any shots that do get by. And offensively, Hollingsworth, Carly Banks. They've done a lot of the heavy lifting, though all of these forwards have been spectacular today. Hollingsworth keeps it in bounds and earns a throw for CFC. Maddie Farrell gets this one into Hollingsworth fighting for position. Hollingsworth gets it to Sadler and then to Farrell. Shepard makes one defender miss, pushes it to Banks. Banks gets it to Sadler, who comes up somehow with it. And then to Farrell. Chattanooga pushing. And it's taken away by Casey Smeckrud of Cincinnati. Smeckrud gets away with a little bit of contact, but doesn't get the ball. Reed pushes it up, but the pass is broken up by Sam Duell. CFC will get this one back. Hollingsworth again jockeying for position. And that one's going to be a Cincinnati throw. Katie Howard gets it into Madison Cutts. And Cutts is going to put it up ahead for Abigail Zoller. Zoller is going to track this one down. And she's going to have a pass behind Reed that goes nowhere. Howard again out in front of the box. She's going to cross this one now, but it goes over the head of Katrina Brickley. And Brickley's going to run into the ads. Chattanooga FC pushing upfield before playing back to Krzyniak. Krzyniak's going to play this one to midfield. It slips by Carly Banks. And a good defensive effort by Farrell. Tried to get it up to Hollingsworth. But it will be a CFC throw. Maddie Farrell finds the open spot in the defense and throws it over to Hannah Deering. Deering's pass deflected. And Smeckrud and Cincinnati going the other way. And Danielle Krzyzniak comes off the line to take it away, rolls it over to Parker. And Maddie Farrell is going to push this one back towards center field. Cincinnati doing a good job of jumping the pass and then passing to each other to get the ball up the field. Jackie Esterkamp pushed off the ball, but it will be a throw. And we have a goalie substitution. Danielle Krzyzniak coming out. Kenzie Kilgallen coming in at keeper to show you how deep Chattanooga FC is at that position. And so the second unit for CFC coming into the game now. And this will be a goal kick. Check that, a corner for Cincinnati. So just as some of the starters exit, a lot of the starters exit, Cincinnati trying to take advantage. 13 minutes to go here in the game. 2-0 is your score, Chattanooga FC. And this one's still playable. Chattanooga FC's got to clear it. This one's going to roll back out towards Jackie Esterkamp. Brittany Reed with the one-leg shutdown of that shot. And Chattanooga FC clears it. Trying to keep it in bounds is Katie Howard. But she does earn a throw for Cincinnati. We've got another substitution. Lizzie Shaughnessy will be coming in for Anna Lancer. And we'll replace her exact spot. So we're going to see Shaughnessy play a little bit of forward. She's usually on the back line. And Krzyzniak, check that, Kilgallen steps up. Deering losing the ball on the far sideline. Here comes Casey Smekrud. She has that blocked. Trying to run it down is Katie Hoover. And it's going to bounce off of Hoover and head out of bounds for a Cincinnati throw-in. Time running out for Cincinnati Sirens as they set to make a substitution. Grace Lewis coming to the bench for Cincinnati will be Katrina Brickley. And Brittany Reed tries to put this one over the top. It's going to bounce out of bounds. It will be a Cincinnati throw. And Carson Parker tries to step in front of that one before it is cleared. Carson Parker dragged down. So that will be a free kick for Chattanooga FC. Carson Parker gets that one. It bounces off of the head of Hoover. Actually, they'll say that it bounced off of the head of, looks like Brianna Reese. Hoover's got it. And the ball is taken off of her feet. by Jackie Esterkamp. Brittany Reed breaking up that counter. It will be a Cincinnati throw. Josie Morche checks in, and Avery Davis checks in for Chattanooga FC. So here comes at least one starter. Under 10 minutes to play in regulation. Josie Morche comes up on defense, and Kilgallen makes her first save of the match. And dispossessed of the ball. And Maddie Farrell. Going to put that one over the top. Ball lands at the feet of Mai Sakuma. Over to Reed. Back to Sakuma, who's approaching midfield. Hesitates. Passes it to Hoover around Smekrud. Hoover over to Deering. And Deering dispossessed. This one's going to be free kick for Cincinnati. Official didn't like the contact on the play there. Sam Duell tries to pass it up ahead. It's broken up. And the Farrell pass is going to be broken up by Casey Smekrud. Who has been a roaming defender, especially in the second half of this match. She finds the ball and she breaks up passes. And here comes Chattanooga FC. They had a real solid run, but trying to split two defenders and unsuccessful. Cincinnati trying to push this one up ahead. Esterkamp passes it up ahead to Howard, and the shot by Esterkamp broken up. They're going to get another look at it here. Abigail Zoller, and that pass is going to go over everything. 7 minutes now. Chattanooga FC very, very close to another win this season. And they do it once again with timely scoring and hard-nosed defense and incredible goalkeeping. You can't ask for much more in a team. And Hoover tries to get it around a defender or two, and Cincinnati's going to take this one. Some jostling on the far sideline. This will be a Cincinnati throw. And this one's going to bounce back towards Kilgallen. And CFC is going to look to burn some clock here. Brittany Reed focusing on possessing the ball. And we've seen it earlier in this match. Brittany Reed can really handle the ball. There are some defenders, they get the ball and they have to make some moves and they're in trouble, but not her. Farrell, she's going to keep this one. She's going to put it up ahead to Hoover, and Hoover's pass high and out of bounds for a Cincinnati throw. Katie Howard handling the throw-in duties. We come down to 5 minutes and change in this game.
Carrying for Cincinnati, number 7, Katrina Wrigley.
Lohman's going to come out from goal for Cincinnati, I believe to be replaced by Princess Terrence Lander. And that's going to be a well-defended shot inside the box. Cincinnati really pushing now, trying to get on the board. It'll be hard for them to win it at this point, but you can avoid the shutout. Kilgallen will watch that one go out of bounds, wide left of the net, for a Chattanooga goal kick. Kilgallen with a kick almost directly to Sakuma. And the mid-air collision, free kick awarded to CFC. Brittany Reed will get this one over. Cincinnati trying to play it ahead. Reed gets it. Sakuma not able to hang on. Here comes Casey Smekrud. Smekrud's going to put it up ahead for Zoller. Zoller has a defender to beat. And gives it up to Esterkamp. Esterkamp defended by Morshea. And the pass. Was a very, very good look for Cincinnati. Kilgallen had to come over and commit to Esterkamp. And Esterkamp wisely gave it up to Sam Duell, who kicked it over the goal. Just didn't have time to set her feet properly. The defense of Chattanooga was right there, and she had to rush the shot. Katrina Brickley getting her shot in, and now Kilgallen taking matters into her own hands. She'll wave everyone on ahead. That was as good an offensive possession as Cincinnati's had today. Very well executed, but the defense of Chattanooga standing tall. We're entering stoppage time. So we're not sure how much time is left. The head referee does have the time down on the field, but Cincinnati just trying to end this shutout. And the pass up ahead to Hoover. Hoover gets it to Sakuma. Sakuma playing it on the near sideline, bouncing just out of bounds. And Reed defending Zoller, and Kilgallen snatches it off her feet. I mean, how lucky are you if you're Chattanooga FC and you have 3 keepers who can play at as high a level as Morshea and Krzyniak and Kilgallen? Hoover's going to push this one upfield. Makes one defender miss. The pass inside the box, it was a good look, but it was broken up by Cincinnati. And Cincinnati's counter falling short. Brittany Reed gets to it, defended by Smekrud. And Avery Davis gets it over to Shaughnessy. Shaughnessy to Hoover. CFC throw. And Avery Davis loses the ball, gets it back again, and is knocked down as she tried to get past the 18-yard line. Just outside of the box, which that's a dangerous place if you're going to make contact with somebody. One more step and we could be talking penalty kick. Cincinnati forming a bit of a wall. And this kick will be coming up with 3 or 4 offensive players in the box to see if they can get a score. And this one bounces around. And it's well defended by Cincinnati. It's going to be a CFC throw. But Cincinnati handling that one about as good as you would hope. And now they're going to clear it. Josie Morche gets it, plays it over the top. Shaughnessy running it down. She's going to fire at the goal. It's so hard to turn and shoot like that. Terrence Lander gets this one in play. And Cincinnati awarded a free kick, and they're going to try and do this as quickly as they can. We are in stoppage time, and they're running out of it. A shot on goal, well and easily played by Kenzie Kilgallen. And that'll do it. 2-0 is your score. Chattanooga FC wins again. Chattanooga FC, no losses at home this year. They've done a fantastic job, and they did a fantastic job in this game figuring out all the tendencies and all the habits of Cincinnati Sirens FC. And credit to Cincinnati Sirens FC. They played a heck of a game. They defended very well. Emily Lohman was in goal for most of the game. She did a fantastic job early. Scoring in this game, Carly Banks scored early in the first half. And in the second half, to provide the cushion and to deliver the dagger, Mia Hollingsworth with a laser of a shot that bounced off the hands of Lohman. And the ball was moving around well today. They did a beautiful job passing. The depth was on display of this squad. A lot of the players that are a little lesser known on this squad got a lot of opportunities to play, and they showed that they could handle the task. So it was fun to watch today. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm Keon Rose. This has been Chattanooga FC Soccer at Fort Finley, and we hope to see you again. Thank you so much for joining us, and have a good evening.
Kentucky Boulevard in North Chattanooga. Meet and greet and mingle your CSC women's players and coaches after match party at Heaven and Out Brewery.